right. Welcome to the third and final game of the evening, and that is Helheim, part of our baffling series on Viking mythology.
Of all
Like,
things.
yeah, I know. It's like, yeah. Helheim comes from Norse mythology. I'm trying to remember, it's an actual place.
It's literally Hell's home,
Yeah,
where all of the unpleasant or non-valorous dead people end up.
right, and it is part of the Niflheim,
Which mostly just means that it's foggy and cold and shitty rather than hot and smoky and shitty. Because those are the two flavors of unpleasant underworld in Norse mythology.
Right. That being said, Helheim here has nothing to do with the previously reviewed Niflheim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not a developer or publisher, or like the two games are completely different, quite honestly. Outside of just drawing from Norse mythology. Helheim comes from friends of the show, 34 Big Things. You might know them from the Redout series, Mars or Die. Right? This is one of their published works, and this is a third-person hack-and-slash affair.
Mm-hmm.
But before we go more into the gameplay, I think Petty wants to address some of the graphical problems we've been having.
This game in the menu, it will let you change between windowed mode and white resolution. Once you start the game, it immediately reverts back to the native resolution of your monitor, and there's nothing you can do about that. I don't know if that's a bug on the devs end, or if it's something up with my specific graphics card. Either way, that's the reason why we don't have footage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe that'll get fixed. Don't know. But yeah, that's the reason why we're using the Steam page here. Now, it's one of the big reasons why if you've got the Steam trailers up, it's because either Petty doesn't have the game or he couldn't get it to work in some fashion.
Because sadly I only have one display, so if a game takes up my entire field of view, I can't readily see chat or anything like that, and that's a problem when you're streaming.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't do the whole green screen thing, so.
Even if we did, what would we put in front of the green screen?
My cat. That would drum up views, right?
I mean, I don't even have a webcam, and I know none of you guys are super big fans of them.
Anyway.
Anyway, getting back on track here, this game is a hack and slash with an emphasis on reflection. That is to say, there are a lot of bullets that fly here, and you're going to be reflecting a lot of them.
You make the bullet yours with your sword somehow.
Yeah. And that obviously factors into the overall gameplay as getting close to a bunch of I'm not exactly sure what some of these things are, like lost souls.
We'll go with that.
That seems to be what they are.
You're the basic premise here is you are Queen Hela. You've been imprisoned into Helheim. You are trying to escape, and also getting your lost powers along the way. Those are your special abilities.
And there are an awful lot of fucking some kind of machine gun and shotgun type stuff for Norse mythology. But
didn't you know the Norse invented the shotgun? Wait, what?
But yeah, it's you are going across strange hex worlds here. Like, your path is literally made out of hexagons, but I can't figure out why.
I think they're just supposed to be giant hexagonal flagstones, and then something broke all of the...
I guess. But I don't know. When I see this kind of thing, I expect a strategy game to break out.
Yeah.
It's probably what they do when you're not there.
Yeah. I'm like... Anyway, it's like...
But no, the movement is extremely analog, except on the jump pad areas.
Yeah. I'm like, and the entire affair is pretty simple. You hack, you slash, you got this purple teleport move.
Dash, which you can do at will, and you phase through dangerous things when you're doing it. Mm-hmm. And then throughout the course of the game, you collect a variety of runes, which you can map to. You can use 2 at once. Yeah. And some of them are... You activate it, and then your sword swings gain a projectile effect for a while. One of them is you hold it, and it comes up with an area, and then when you release it, all of the bullets that are in or that hit the area while it's resolving spin around and hit back at things that are shooting at you. There's one where it highlights an area, and then you just teleport and shank everything that's in the area before going back to your initial position. And there is a time almost stop one.
Yeah.
And you use these runes, they consume your... I'm going to assume that's some kind of Midgard Serpent gauge, which you build up by fighting enemies, and then sometimes they drop yellow orbs, which are not life, they are energy. There are red orbs that sometimes drop that are life.
Mm-hmm. They chose red for life up instead of green. That's kind of weird.
Your life bar is red, so.
Yes.
You can hold up to 2 full bars of Midgard Serpent energy, but only during combat. Out of combat, once you're out of combat and haven't had an enemy around for a while, it will quickly, if you have more than one, it will quickly drain down to just the one.
Mm-hmm.
So in combat, you can use your stuff more freely, but once you're out of combat, you need to be careful how you use it, or you might accidentally spend it on nothing. Yeah, I sure needed that time slow while I was just going over a bunch of gaps. So yeah. Most enemies die in 1 or 2 slashes, although the controls are kind of imprecise, and there's not a whole lot of feedback when you actually hit something, so I don't know. But there are bigger things that will, A, they usually have more dangerous projectiles, and B, if you walk up to them and try to slash them, they will, stomp and knock you back. And there's also a kind of enemy called a witch that will chase you around really fast and then start a shockwave thingy, and they can be kind of a pain to kill unless you time slow, because you kind of gotta stab them while they're moving.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get super far, so there may be more enemy types, but probably mostly elaborations on the same ideas.
They're mostly the same.
Yeah, admittedly, I didn't get too far in this game either, but that was because of a technical issue. That is to say, I got to the second area and the game got corrupted. Just decided to crash, same spot, and the data got corrupted. But this is usually why I like having all of us having the game, so if one of us runs into technical problems, the others can continue onwards.
Yeah, I got to the end and beat it. I ran into 2 issues myself. One where during my second session after defeating the first boss, when I started it back up, I ran into this issue where the camera suddenly zoomed in on Hela's feet for some reason, and it wouldn't go back out to third-person view, and I managed to fix that, but after I fixed it, I discovered I had lost all of my abilities. And
that's
I had to
not
start
good.
back over. Yeah, so I could only use the ones I got later on.
Oh, it is worth noting there are a few runes that I'm pretty sure are missable. There are places where the path forks, and if you don't go down one of the forks, you might miss a rune.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, most of the runes you can miss that way aren't actually very good, so...
Yeah, honestly, I only found like 3 of them to be useful.
Yeah, the bullet reflecting one is good because sometimes there are a lot of goddamn bullets. The time stop is good.
You get a life draining one later on. It's pretty
Yeah, that
handy.
sounds like it would be good. The teleport shank one is pretty good, if only because the area is huge, but, you know, not...
Really,
mean,
I
it's
think in general, the defensive abilities were a lot better than the offensive.
Mm-hmm.
They were. Yeah.
Anyway, technical issues aside, the game looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it's like maybe some of the issues we're having here, it is a Unity game.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, sometimes those have issues, optimization or otherwise. So it is noted, you know, especially if you're having frame rate problems, because this is a game that's designed to move at a 60 frames per second.
Mm-hmm.
Considering that you can reflect bullets by swinging your sword, it's good to be able to time that right.
Yes,
It is.
No, it's like musically, I'm trying to remember any of the music in the game, and I'm failing. Jeez.
I remember whenever you're fighting enemies, there's some dubstep, I believe.
I turned the music way down because I tried to turn it down a little and it didn't seem to go down enough. I think the music volume levels may also reset like the resolution does or something.
It's possible.
Unless you turn it way... I turned it halfway down and that was not down far enough. But I don't know, maybe my audio equipment's a little bit weird.
Once again, it's possible. Anyway, so pricing. This game is clocking in at $10. Twilight, how long did it take you to complete the game?
Let's see here now. I'm going off of my time here. It was over 2 hours. I played a little bit more of it while Petty was messing with the game to try to get fixed, see if I can figure out anything. And it's saying 3 hours now. The game's not very long.
Yeah, that's what I was detecting.
Yeah, its length is pretty much determined by how well you can get through the game, how well you can adapt situations.
It doesn't feel like there's a whole ton of replay value either, aside from trying to approach things different ways or use different runes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides the difficulties and trying to unlock a Ragnarok mode, which is the max difficulty, there's not really any real replay value. Basically, if you like a challenge, that's basically it.
Let's see, and it's worth noting there's no DLC, there's no extras to buy here. It's just the game. Yeah, I have a hard time recommending this, especially at $10. Honestly, I'd say it would be better to buy a similar game called Fury. You know, we detailed that a few years ago.
Well, Fury is very different in that Fury is pretty much all boss battles, and this is pretty much mostly grunt battles.
Yeah, I am aware of that.
I'm not saying Fury's not a better game. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm just... I don't know. Helheim is just doesn't have enough in the tank for me to recommend it. At $10, maybe at $5, even then. It's just this is a very painfully average game. That it's kind of got a unique look, but once you start playing it, it's really simple stuff, and it doesn't really evolve.
And again, it's a little bit imprecise.
So, yeah, that's where we are on this game. All right. I think that'll about do it for this review session. So, coming up on the week ahead, we've got kind of an unusual week because our original guest for this Wednesday had to cancel out due to a factor of losing his job. Yeah. I'm like,
That's
not
no fun.
Yeah, not the usual reason people usually cancel out, but it's happened before. It's like, and yeah, it's like, what can you do? And anyway, the replacement guest we have acquired, they are British. So what's going on here is we're doing the interview on Wednesday in the morning, and then we're doing the rest of the show in the evening, usual times for both. And then on Friday, we've got another guest. That is a Friday morning thing because that is the only, literally the only time frame we could get them. Mainly due to every other time was they are developing the game that they are working on. So, with that in mind, on May 8th, Wednesday, we'll be interviewing Sam West of Incubator Games, creators of Into the Veil. And we will be talking to Médéric Eloui. They're French-Canadian. Playmind, developers of an adventure title called The Inner Friend. So be sure to look out for those this week at their unusual times. Honestly, we've got a lot of stuff like this because Tuesday mornings have kind of become difficult for us in the short term here. I'm like, petty fans, doctors, appointments, and Galaxy's, early work days are conspiring to making Tuesday shows difficult this month.
Sorry, I do the best I can.
Yeah. Well, it's mainly Petty's stuff we have to work around.
Mm-hmm.
It's like without him, we don't have the technical sophistication to work this show currently.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be changing.
I was going to try and learn how to do that, but
well, it's like that
won't help if I can't be here.
Yeah. I mean, that is a thing that is going to be a thing this month at some point. But yeah. Anyway, so that is the week ahead. Like I said, it's not ideal circumstances. I certainly did not like things rolling this way, but once again, it's been a week of very extenuating circumstances. So until Wednesday, I'll wish you good gaming.